All right, here we go. Big Daddy Shan Day 781 at 24 Hour Fitness. I finally got here. It's past midnight, and I had a pretty long day. So it wasn't the greatest day in the world because I'm driving to school. I'm like an hour into the drive, and one of my best friends calls, and their dad is in a diabetic coma. And so they were going to spend in the hospital, and I go, oh. And thing is, you know, like I said, it's one of my best friends. Hold on. You're welcome. No problem. Hold on. Let me. So anyways, my friend's dad was in the hospital, and I knew what it's like to be in the hospital all the time. I mean, okay, so you know when my dad was in the hospital, my mom was there every day. And I know it gets taxing, right? And then I remember every time my dad would go to the ER, you know, you freak out and, you know, you always expect the worst. This one was pretty bad. And then so, thing is, I knew I had to be there for my friend. So I call my school and I turn around and I go. So let me start. Hold on. All right. So I remember when, you know, my mom went to go visit my dad like early morning till late night. I mean, this is like months. And, you know, at a time, my dad goes in, goes out, all that kind of stuff, right? But, so I knew that when my friend was in there, you know, maybe people would be there with them or not, but, you know, I wanted to be there because when I went through this stuff, you know, and the whole, like my dad being sick and then funeral, all this stuff, they were there. So I had to be there, right? It's not like I can actually do anything, but just having somebody there, it feels good that you could actually be there for somebody in their time, right? So, you know, it's when you go through something like this, like personally, you join this club that nobody wants to be a part of, right? So, you know what happened to me? I'm just like, oh gosh, but I learned so much, but it's stuff that I didn't want to know. You know what I mean? And then so to see my friend go through that, I'm like, okay, I got to be there, right? There's only so much I could say though. But when I went earlier in the day, you know, I got there, and then you know, we're seeing how he was doing, and you know, he was just laid out, and then it looked like he was just sleeping, but we didn't know. But apparently, he actually died twice. And then for long periods of time. And then they got him, so he's still living. And then, you know, all hope was... It didn't look too good. But, you know, just, you know, asking for my opinion and everything, but you know, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh yeah, I just didn't know. I really didn't know. But you know, the whole unresponsive stuff, hearing what the doctor was saying, watching my friend freak out, it wasn't the best morning. So we took a break, and then later on, some of the family was there. But then when we went later, the good sign was they were like, you know, talking to him, and you could feel that he was listening, because the daughter was singing a song, and you could see a tear go down his eye. I'm like, yes, awesome. Because earlier in the day, it was like zero response, right? But the thing is, I had that feeling, you know what? I think he could hear you. I really do. Because, you know, you get revived and stuff, your brain's working and everything, but then, you know, your body's just really weak. So I'm like, you know what? I think you gotta talk more and then stuff, because I think he could hear you. But, you know, I didn't know. But you just had that feeling. But then later on, when we went back at night, he was responding. He was actually able to, even though his eyes like rolled back like that, he was able to open his eyes, and then, like, you know, that whole blink yes thing, you know. And then he actually was able to move part of his lips, and I'm like, all right, this is great. You know, so it's true. He was able to hear his kids, his wife, and I mean, do we know for sure? I don't know, but it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. So things are looking good for tomorrow. And then, you know, I was trying to tell my friend, like, yeah, just say, you know, squeeze my hand if you want to go home right now, or, you know, just picture, you know, how strong you are, the lead of the family, and, you know, you want to get back. And, you know, you got to motivate him to want to come out and do it, come back home. But I mean, okay, I had flashbacks of when I used to go visit. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I could have been a better son and come like every day, but I didn't. My mom was there every day. I try to come every week. And then, you know, it's, you know, so the whole hospital thing's not my thing, right? Especially when you're in the ICU and you're like, you know, it just feels weird. But I know that it feels worse for my friends, and then so that's why you know, you have to just do the whole evaluation of it all. But the good thing is, it looks like he's gonna get back. I think he is. Positive thoughts, because, you know, sometimes you see something like, oh, lost cause, right? You don't want to say anything, but you think lost cause. But today, to watch my friend's dad is more about the whole fight. The fight of, if you really want something, you got to do it. So I think if, you know, circumstances like, oh, okay, what do I have to look forward to, right? If you don't have anything to look forward to, then yeah, why fight? But then, you know, when he was responding, I was saying, like, hey, say this, right? Just stuff that would make it worth the fight to get stronger, to get out of the hospital. So I think it worked. And then so basically it's like, yeah, blink your eyes if you want to come out today, tomorrow, right? Because, you know, obviously he's like pretty weak, so I don't think he came out today. But I mean, you had to be somewhat responsive before, like, they're gonna let you out, right? So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I hope you guys don't have to experience that stuff. I experienced it myself. And I'm watching my friend go through it. And everybody has to face a situation one day or another, right? But when you do, just realize that everything's gonna be okay, right? Whichever way it goes. And when you go through this, the most important part about it is love. So if he's responsive, I mean, you want to be able to tell everything before it gets to this point. But I know that my friend loved Dad very, very much. And then vice versa. So they're going to be at peace. But, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's just that's what I've been thinking about all day. Now, does it matter that I missed school for this? No, it doesn't. I know my school people are probably upset or whatever, but for the people you love, my best friends, I gotta be there. Just like if something happens like this, you gotta be there for your friends, your family. So, I hope that everything works out. It will work out. But that's what I'm thinking about today. When you go to hospitals, ICU, what else do you think about, right? Anyways, thanks for listening. This is kind of a weird one. Anyway. Alright, there you go. Day 781 in the books. Long day. It's finally over. Alright. I'll see you. I'll come next Friday.
Will I see you?
Yeah, you will.
I won't know how to get a hold of you because I won't look in here.
What?
I won't know how to get a hold of you because I won't look at your number.
Alright, so, yes. Oh, feels good. Just to be out and about. Yes, the things that you take for granted when you're active. So, hospital days are never fun. But we got to do it. So, tomorrow I'm going to hang out with Harold. It's one of the last weekends as a resident of here, right? So I have 42 more days, and then I'm going to be a high desert person, right? Awesome. But anyways, yeah, I talked enough today. So Big Daddy Shin, day 782. If I get exercise 782 days in a row, you get exercise 782 days in a row. Because if I could do it, you could do it. And I'm doing it. Hospital day.